All right, my name is Matt.
And I'm Mike. Host. We're the hosts of All2ReelToo Podcast. Yes, it's actually a sequel series to another series that doesn't exist anymore.
Hey, I'm Mike. Welcome to Podcast Diaries. These are the stories of podcasters who feel alone, just like you. Well, hey guys, how are you? How are things going out there?
I'm
Pretty
doing
good.
great.
Yeah.
Cold,
What?
but
I'm in Texas. What part of the country are you guys in?
Ohio. He's in Sylvania, Ohio, and I'm in Findlay, Ohio. Basically in the Northwest Ohio, Toledo area. Both of us.
Okay, and go ahead and give me your address. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, my blood type is no.
Yeah,
My
there'll be
mother's
some,
maiden name, and
there'll be some SWAT officers by to see you in a bit.
I'll get my
Um,
my social security card here. Just a second.
so guys, before we do anything else, can you tell me what you do in the real world, if you're willing to share that?
Well, I'm a filmmaker. I'm a DJ. I'm also work retail.
See, you're a
That
Renaissance man. That's
yes.
what you are.
And an actor and whatnot too. So yeah.
Wow.
And I'm a spy, but I'm not allowed to say where I go, in the world.
Sure.
Iran, no, not really.
Yeah.
And no, I do a little bit of freelance writing, maybe a little bit ghost writing here and there, usually just for
Wow.
really small, like business type articles, just like to pretend that I'm like a customer or some bullshit like that. Nothing fancy like a book or anything like that.
Sure. That's still great though. I respect writers because I can't do it. I've tried my hand at it and I've done a few little things, but boy, it just takes everything in me to write something down. So
Matt's also a very good musician. You might not want to.
oh,
Oh
really?
shucks, don't.
Yeah.
What do you play, Matt? What do you play?
Oh, I play guitar. I do a lot of like some electronic music sampling. Mike says sometimes I'm really good at soundtrack music, although I'm not really sure, but I get that a lot. So
You get that you're good at soundtrack music a lot?
yeah, like it's not boring music, but it seems like it accompanies video very well. And I don't really, and that's not really my intention, but it just seems to be something that people like. So
Wow, that's cool. Okay, I've never heard that. That's a brand new thing for me, and I think that's really cool. So, guys, tell me about the show. What is the show, and what's it about?
Well, it's called All2ReelToo. It's a pop culture podcast primarily focusing on movies and TV shows. We tend to review them. We'll have interviews from time to time with people like in the past we've had Jim O'Hare from Parks and Rec. We've had Gregory Jabara from Blue Bloods, different people like that. We also, a lot of our focus is on failed things in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Like we'll have like direct to video sequels that we review. We also have pilots for shows that didn't last more than a couple seasons or one season.
I
We'll
love that.
review those, and then like we have a series that we're currently did an episode 4 of our Crisis on Infinite Films series where we talk
Mm.
about bad comic book movies. So things like that. So yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. So
we just
there's
found it was more fun to talk about bad things than good things sometimes.
yeah,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, I get that. I get that. So this show, actually, I'm not going to be good with myself if I don't quiz you guys on one thing. So
Yeah.
you talked about TV series and stuff like that that were only on maybe once or twice or whatever. Are you pretty familiar with that kind of stuff, or?
I mean,
Yeah.
oh, you want to go first, Mike?
Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead, Matt.
Well, it's more of like when we first started and stuff, I didn't really know a whole lot about this. It was kind of like a new territory for me. So it was like really interesting because like usually I kind of study history and all this kind of stuff. So Mike asked me if I wanted to do this, thing with them. I'm like, yeah, sure, it sounds cool. And I kind of just, for me at least, I kind of just learned as I went, just researched, read articles about certain things. And I kind of just that's kind of how I learned. So like, I'm by no means like an expert or anything like that, but I do tend to read like a lot of articles before we, do an episode or whatever, just sort of like, to learn things.
So there was one show, I'm thinking late 80s, early 90s. And it starred Adam West. He was a like a detective. It was written by, I believe, Conan O'Brien.
Conan O'Brien, yeah. What the heck was the name of that? It's on my list of shows that we're going to cover.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of that.
All right. So it was called Look Well, right?
That's right. There we go. Yeah.
Yeah. It's one
Yeah.
of, and I haven't seen it in freaking forever, right? But I just remember when it was on, it was one of the funniest things I'd ever seen.
It's on YouTube.
Yeah, he hides in a trash can at some point, and it's just I just anyway, I think your concept's really cool. I would be able to buy into that pretty easily. So give me kind of the motivation of this show. What keeps you guys coming back and keep doing it? But and by the way, second question that will come first, how old is this show?
We started in the first episode of the show was I want to say 2018 sometime.
Oh, okay.
We switched where we have the show stored, so I can't really find the right date. But yeah, we started out with another podcast called All2Real, where all we were doing was covering films based on true stories.
Okay.
And we liked that, but we started this as just a fluke side project we were just going to do, and we ended up liking this more.
Okay.
So that's where the the origin of this comes from, because
All2ReelToo.
Yeah, so it's because we just wanted to find a catch-all for all pop culture things, where we didn't have to stick to a specific topic each week.
That's great.
Yeah,
that's great. So, but what makes you keep doing it?
You can go ahead, Matt.
Almost spite at this point.
Yeah.
That, and I just enjoy doing it. I like I said earlier, this wasn't really my wheelhouse at first. I didn't really get into like fiction or like superhero stories really until like maybe 2016. I was like a very, very serious person, for a long time before that. And then I just kind of allowed that part of myself to just kind of come out. And now I just love it. I mean, I just love watching bad movies on purpose. I like making fun of them, but I also like making fun of myself.
Yeah.
I use, because sometimes we'll get, comments from people who are in those movies and they don't really like some of the things that we said about the movie. But I always like to kind of make fun of myself within the podcast. Be like, well, at least these people are paid actors. At least they got paid to do this kind of thing. And I'm just some, asshole on the podcast, talking about it.
All right. I would think at this point, that people should expect that, right? I mean, all that stuff's out there for public consumption, so you kind of open yourself up to whatever.
Yeah, eventually somebody's gonna listen to it or get word of us that actually acted in the movie or directed it or something. Yeah, we had Ashley Scott, who was in this movie Christmas Mail, message us on Instagram the other day, and I was like, "Uh-oh." But it was but it was okay. I was like, whatever, it is and what it is. So I'm a big fan of hers. I just wasn't a fan of the movie. So it's like,
is that like it sounds like a Disney Channel movie or a Hallmark movie or something?
It's a Hallmark it's like a Hallmark Christmas movie, but I think it was on, I want to say ABC Family or something back in the day.
Right. But before it was Freeform or whatever. Yeah. Huh. But she was okay with what you said, huh?
I don't know. She just said, how frosty of a failure was it? Because our series on bad Christmas movies is called Frosty Failures.
Look at her.
She's like, how frosty of a failure was it? And didn't know what to say to her. I kind of just said, oh, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm sorry.
How frosty was it? I'm a big fan.
Yep.
Exactly. I'm sorry for making fun of it. But that's part of the territory though, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you make fun of a movie, the people in it might not like the fact that we're making fun of it.
I mean, I've directed 2 feature films and had a lot of people badmouth those online, and I don't care. Whatever, you got to have a calloused skin when you're in this business, sort of thing.
You've directed 2 feature films. Is that what you just dropped in front of me? Okay.
Yeah. I directed one called Pi Day Die Day.
Okay.
Is a little horror comedy that takes place on Pi Day, small town in Ohio where people are getting killed, and we got to figure out who the killer is, sort of thing. And then one called Shelved, which is about a little elf on a shelf type of doll that terrorizes a family.
It comes to life and terrorizes.
Yeah.
So back in the day, my favorite movie was a TV movie called Trilogy of Terror. You guys ever heard of that?
I remember it.
No.
Yeah. So it was an anthology TV movie, right? And the one that I love is, I think it's Adrienne Barbeau who's in it, but she's being chased around by this little statue that she brings over from Africa, and it's like cutting at her feet and stuff the whole time. That was one of the things that gave me nightmares as a kid. And so you talking about your second movie there, that kind of brought up all of that kind of stuff for me. Elf on a Shelf seems like a perfect standard for that.
We were the first feature film to cover that topic.
We were the first feature film to cover
we looked it up. We figured it out.
Maniacal Elf on a Shelf.
Yeah, the writer and producer of the film is my best friend, Lindsay LaForest, and one of my best friends, and she freaking made sure that she got out the gate with that. It's a really cheap, low budget movie, but whatever.
It's wonderful though.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. Yeah, that's fantastic. Matt, how many movies have you directed?
0.
Damn it.
But I did have a bit role in Pi Day Die Day, and they did use I think 2 of my music tracks for the movie.
That's great. That was wonderful. Cool. I thought you were going to say you were the elf there for a second.
Well, I wanted to be, but they said I was too big for it, so I was like, all right.
We don't have that kind of shrinking technology, Matt.
Yeah,
can't really do that. Okay. Yeah. Well, okay. So the show sounds like a lot of fun, and you guys obviously enjoy doing it, and I'm assuming that your friendship comes across whenever you speak to each other about things. Yeah. You ever got into a fight about anything on it?
I don't know. Have we, Matt?
about the podcast itself, or just
maybe one of you likes Ashley and one of you doesn't like Ashley, or whatever, right? And so you're just like butting heads over it.
Yeah, sometimes we disagree. I mean, that's what makes a good podcast. If we all agree on everything, that would kind of suck. But I mean, we've known each other for like almost 20 years at this point, so we're very in sync. I think we have good banter, and that might be
he's Timberlake, and I'm
good pull. Nice pull. Yeah, you assessed the audience and realized this man is probably 50 years old. So let me bring that up real quick.
Well, I know you've got that big Justin Timberlake poster behind
you. That's true. I have the light flash candy. Yeah, the lights. If you look at it just right, the eyes will follow you. So, well, this is great, guys. Let me ask you kind of a maybe it's a little bit sobering question. I don't know. Yeah. You're doing all this. You've been doing it since like 2018. What's success? What qualifies as success for you guys and the show?
That's a deep one. I mean, I've thought about that a lot.
I hit you with a lot of low balls, and then I came in with that one.
That's fine. No, hey, I expect that. No, for me, I just love doing it. I mean, if we made some money, that'd be awesome. I mean, we do put a lot of work into it. We do a lot of research. I think we have over 200 episodes at this point.
At least, I think. Yeah.
For me, one of my friends said something a few years ago that really stuck with me. He said, because I was kind of down about something or whatever. I don't remember what. Maybe my music wasn't taking off or some bullshit like that. And he says, you know, Matt, it's impossible to not be successful at impossible to not be successful at something if you literally just keep doing it. Like at some point, just the sheer amount of work and content or whatever it may be, it's gonna reach someone at some point. And you know, it might be 10 years, might be 20, might even be 30 years, who knows. But at some point, it's something's, you know, something's going to give. So that's kind of one of the things that sort of just motivates me for just keep going. I mean, besides the fact that I just love doing it, because I just love talking about bad pilot episodes or just whatever, you know. I mean, not just to
Yeah.
make fun of stuff, because some of the stuff I actually just really love, and
Yeah.
I kind of make fun of it in almost a loving way sometimes too, where I'm not really like bagging on it really. It's just so for me, a little bit of money, sure, awesome. But to me, you know, being successful at this would just be just not quitting, just doing it week in or week out, or you know, however, you know, many times we do it a month or whatever, and just not, you know, just not giving up because of, you know, discouragement, or you know, this guy's podcast is bigger than ours and blah blah blah. You know, I try not to really, you know, think of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, you know, just making the content itself is success in itself. I mean, it's hard to know, even when you have numbers, who's listening, why they're listening, all that stuff. It's just out there. I mean, I'm happy if like 5 people listen, you know. So it's
Yeah.
just, you know, because somebody's taking time out of their day, and we have like people that are actually loyal fans of the show that listen to every episode that I know about. And that's weird to me. I mean, there's only a couple of them, but I'm just like, so you know, you make sure every Friday you listen to my show, you know. It's just weird. You want
doesn't
to
that
hear
have
my
a way
voice
of
every
just,
Friday.
I mean,
Yeah.
doesn't that have a way of just blowing your mind? I mean, that's
Yeah.
just, it is amazing to me that this many people listen to my thing today. You know what I mean? It's just so weird.
Yeah, I mean, sure, I'd like to have, you know, I don't know, Mark Maron or Joe Rogan numbers, but that's never going to happen, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
whatever, you know? So,
They're
but
probably inflated, so you're fine.
yeah, I'm sure.
Matt, to your point, I've spoken. I think I told you guys this is maybe my 6th one today or something like that that I've done, and probably half of those times, the people mentioned the fact that you just need to keep doing it, and you know, as somebody who runs a little podcast network in Waco, Texas, I tell my shows anytime somebody comes to me and starts a new show or whatever, or we have that talk, you know, where they want out of their show or whatever. Man, consistency is the thing, right? If you just keep doing it, you're going to outlast like 3/4 of them, you know. And then you got fighting numbers, right? You're in a point where maybe I can make a difference here, maybe I can grow a thing. So consistency, stick to itiveness. And now I understand your first comment, which was you do it out of spite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Matt does it out of spite. I mean, I do it out of love and spite too. So I understand.
Sure. Well, you got to have a combination, right?
Yeah, because you know, I love bringing attention to even the bad movies. It's just interesting because, I mean, that's the other thing too. It's like these movies that, you know, sometimes nobody's ever heard of.
Sure.
I get people, you know, we get people to listen to them, or we watch them and then listen to us talk about them sometimes too. So that's kind of fun to know that we're in this experience together. Like it's a communal experience of watching something and then talking about it, and we get responses on Facebook and other things too. So it's fun.
So I've got one more question for you guys, and then I'll get you out of here. And this is individually. I want you to answer, okay? And I don't care who goes first, but so in doing this show, 200 and something episodes together, what is and Michael, for you, it is, what was the thing you were looking forward to the most to watch, and review that was just the biggest disappointment? And Matt, the flip side for you, what is the thing that you were dreading watching or consuming or whatever, and then you ended up loving it? So whoever wants to go first.
You want to go first, Mike? Because I gotta really think about this.
Yeah, I think the thing is because we do review like current popular things too from time to time. And one of the things, like, I was really, really looking forward to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
And I love Sam Raimi, like you said that you do too. And
there, see?
Yeah, I see your Army of Darkness poster and everything. And I liked the movie, but it disappointed me. Like it wasn't, there was so much more that could have been tapped into and a more coherent story.
Yeah.
That was the one thing that disappointed me the most, I guess I should say.
Okay. There's probably a few that I just can't remember because we've reviewed so many and watched so many. But the one that's sticking out to me is we reviewed the Marvel movie Man-Thing from 2003, I think is when it came out. And we actually reviewed that with a friend that unfortunately had passed away a couple of years ago. We all watched it together before, because we used to watch the movie right before we reviewed it, and then we realized after a while that we kind of needed to digest the movie a little bit before talking about it. So so we all watched it together, and I just did not want to watch it because I was not really into Swamp Thing, and Man Thing was kind of supposed to be somewhat similar, but it was so bad it was good. Like, I loved it.
Great. Those are really great answers, guys. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate that. Yeah. Okay, so let's get out of here. But before we do, give your names again, the name of your show, and then anybody that wants to drop all the socials and all the stuff.
I can drop all the stuff if you want to give your name, Matt, first.
I am Matt, and that's my full name. I don't have a last name, it's just Matt.
Just like Cher.
Yep.
And I am Michael E. Cullen II.
He always has to one-up me. He's always got to one-up me. You want to talk about conflict? We'll get into arguments.
No, just joking. But you can find us. We're on Facebook at All2ReelToo. We have a Twitter that we're probably not going to use anymore because I don't like the current owner. And we have a TikTok we don't use that much. We also you can find everything at all2reeltoo.com. It's easiest way to find stuff. Yeah.
And is that the number 2, or is it?
It's ALL. The number 2. REELTOO.com.
Oh boy, you're really
good. Yeah, we messed with people here.
Okay.
Yeah,
guys. Number one, thank you for your patience tonight. I told you I got a sick family member, and so that's why this one maybe doesn't sound the same as the other ones will. But I got to tell you, this is my favorite conversation all day. So,
oh man, I appreciate that.
I really appreciate you guys taking the time and talking to me, and we'll see you guys soon.
Awesome.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, thank you.
Check out more Podcast Diaries and plenty of other shows at roguemedianetwork.com. If you have a story to tell, reach out to us. info@roguemedianetwork.com. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.